The fire now is burning well. Oh, won't you come and won't you tell me all the words that I long to hear? That there's something burning deep inside, and from our feelings we won't hide. Say it once, oh, say it to me clear. By the fireside with you, by the fireside with you. Nothing in this world I'd rather do than to stay here till the morning. And I won't mind your snoring, no, I won't mind as long as I'm with you. Hurry now before it's out, I've got to know without a doubt. If it's a no, then I'll be on my way. But if it's a no, my heart will sink. I'll go through life and always think what would have been had you asked me to stay. By the fireside with you, by the fireside with you. Nothing in this world I'd rather do than to stay here till the morning. And I won't mind your snoring, no, I won't mind as long as I'm with you. Hello everyone. Welcome to The Fireside with Josh Leahy. This is a show I like to do here on Blast, where I like to play music that I like, some stuff that I wrote, things like that. Thanks for joining me. I'm Josh Leahy. It's a nice snowy night in Chicago as I broadcast here. So feels appropriate that we're doing a year-end holiday type show. You might notice already that if you are among the exclusive community that has checked out the first few episodes of this show, you'll notice there's a bit of a format change in that I'm not playing a guitar right now or have a guitar. Well, if you have not heard an episode before, in the last few weeks I've been trying to get on here and just play acoustic guitar and sing a few songs, but I gotta be honest, I just the way my setup is, it just didn't ever feel good about listening back on how it was coming across. So I guess I need to work on that, or I don't know what I'll do in the future for these shows. Maybe I'll do more shows like this. I don't know. We'll see. But at any rate, so I decided it's the end of the year. I thought maybe I would pull out a bunch of stuff that I recorded this year, and some of it I don't know why I recorded it. Some of it I recorded specially for the show tonight. Some of it is stuff I've released, but yeah, I thought that would be a good time. And I also, out of fear of not being entertaining, I've got myself a Parade magazine list of 150 Christmas jokes that I can rely on to entertain, hopefully. You know, I'll just read the first one. What do you call an obnoxious reindeer? Rudolph. Huh? Well, if you're not chuckling by now, I don't know what's wrong with you. Anyway, so, all right, let's, I'm going to kick things off here, playing a few tracks. The first couple that I'm playing here are songs that I wrote and recorded for one for this year's and one from last year's holiday compilation from the Chicago Songwriting Club. And I will post the show, assuming there are no big technical errors. I will post this show on YouTube tomorrow on my YouTube channel. And if you're listening to it there, I will post a link to the compilation that you can buy on Bandcamp. The money goes to the Greater Chicago Food Depository, so it's a good cause. Consider it if you're thinking about it. The other big news about these two songs is that they are going to be on the streamers as well tomorrow, so you can listen to them on your favorite streaming app tomorrow. But consider the Bandcamp thing. You know, the money goes to a good cause. Anyway, so I thought I'd play them here. Anything else? I do want to thank. You'll hear in the first song. The first song is called "The Long Year," and it's the one from this year's compilation. And that is, I wanted to thank Dave and Joy Zager, because Dave volunteered his wife to sing back up on my song after he was listening to it, and then she agreed to do it. So thank you to those guys, and Dave ended up recording her vocals. So thank you for that. You'll hear it towards the end of the song. And also thanks to Mason Rosenfeld for playing drums on both songs, and also on a lot of my other songs. And the second song I will be playing here also has my sister Erin singing backing vocals, so thanks to her. Anyway, this new mix, the second song is a new mix that I just did recently. But anyway, there's going to be a lot more in store, so stay tuned here on the Fireside with Josh Leahy for some music. So stay tuned. I'll be back in a bit.
No one in here's one-sided folks. They missed the whole point. Lots of unhappiness? Maybe so. But doesn't Santa take a little bit of that unhappiness away?
My sister caught me underneath the tree. Oh, how could it be? I thought no one was home. I was unwrapping the biggest gift for me. My curiosity was too strong.
We're building him a house worth $5,000. Why?
Well, I handled that, Mr. Potter. You have all the papers there, his salary, insurance. I can personally vouch for his character.
Friend of yours?
Yes, sir.
You see, if you shoot pool with some employee here, you can come and borrow money. What does that get us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir 'em up and fill their head with a lot of impossible ideas. Now, I say...
Just a minute. Just a minute. Now, hold on, Mr. Potter. Just a minute. Now, you're right when you say my father was no businessman. I know that. Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. But neither you nor anybody else can say anything against his character because his whole life was... Why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy? He didn't save enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? Well, here, you're all businessmen here. Doesn't make them better citizens? Doesn't make them better customers? You said that they... What'd you say just a minute ago? They had to wait and save their money before they even thought of a decent home? Wait for what? Until their children grow up and leave them? Until they're so old and broken down that... You know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
You gotta make your way to the top. You gotta do it any way you can, no matter what you say when you talk.
What did the stamp say to the Christmas card? Stick with me and we'll go places. If you're just joining us, I have a copy of 150 Christmas jokes from Parade magazine. I'm sure they're sure to entertain. Why is it getting harder to buy advent calendars? Their days are numbered. How do you know when Santa's around? You can always sense his presence. Oh, boy. Now that you're rolling in the aisles, I'll talk about those songs that we just played, that we just heard. I played them. You heard them. We all heard them. Anyway, first song on there was called The Long Year. That's a new song that I have out. That's going to be out on the streaming services tomorrow, as well as Blackmailed Until Christmas Eve, a new mix of it, which came out on the Chicago Songwriting Club holiday comp last year, and the Long Year came out on the one this year. When I post this on YouTube, I will put links to those. Consider buying them. The money does go to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Then after that, we heard We Three Kings, another Christmas classic. It's a song that I recorded and made a little video for on YouTube a couple years ago, and I did do a remix of it, but man, I'll tell you, I just was talking to somebody. It's just crazy how much you look back at anything you've done in the past, at least for me, doing this, and it's like I look at the mix file and I'm like, what was I doing? Why did I record this way? Why did I do this? So I don't know how much. Anywho, and then we heard a little It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey, and I thought the song Whatever You Want to Do, which is a song of mine that was on my album Art that came out this year, that's a pretty George Bailey song is what I thought. So I played it there. All right, Art. Yes, I released an album this year called Art. I hope you checked it out. If you haven't, please give it a spin. Might hear some more songs from that later in the show. Well, I thought maybe now we would go straight to more of what this show was traditionally, I say traditionally like it was a long tradition. I've done the show twice before this, but in those previous shows I just was playing cover songs mainly on guitar, and that's kind of what these next couple songs are. These are songs that I recorded really quickly earlier this year, and I just put them on. I did a video of myself recording them and put them on Instagram. I don't know, just because I felt like it. I was, in the mood for these songs. The first one is, I'll back announce them afterwards, but yeah, give them a listen. These are just a couple songs that I tried to mix them so they didn't sound so crazy, but you be the judge. Anyway, so I'll talk to you in a few songs here. This is one second, and you're listening to The Fireside with Josh Leahy.
The future is uncertain, the past is fading away. The future is uncertain, the past is fading away. I remember laughing, can't remember what I was laughing about. I remember crying, can't forget what I was crying about. That won't fade away. comes in the morning, I get up and go for a walk alone. Thinking, was it ever worth it? Does any of it ever even stick to the bone? It all fades away. It all fades away.
I love to laugh. That's one of my favorite things.
The only reason I ask it is because, people, you read all articles about you, etc., that sullen and quiet and all those type of things.
Once in a while.
What makes you laugh then?
Something funny.
When she said, don't waste your words, they're just lies, I cried, she was dead. Then she worked on my face until breaking my eyes. Said, what else you got left? It was then that I got up to leave, but she said, don't forget. Everybody must give something back for something they get. I stood there and hummed. I tapped on a drum. I asked her how come. She buttoned her boots and straightened her suit and said, don't get cute. So I forced my hands in my pockets and filled with my thumbs. Then gallantly handed her my very last piece of gum. She threw me outside. I stood in the dirt where everyone walked. And after finding out I'd forgotten my shirt, I went back and knocked. I stood in the hallway, she went to get it, and I tried to make sense out of that picture of her in a wheelchair that leaned up against the Jamaican rum. And when she did come, I asked her for some. She said, no dear. I said, your words aren't clear, you better spit out your gum. She screamed till her face got so red, then she fell on the floor. I covered her up and then thought I'd go look through her drawers. And when I was through, I filled up my shoes and brought them to you. And you took me in, you loved me then, you never wasted time. I don't ask for much, I never asked for your crutch, now don't ask for mine.
Hey. What do you call a broke Santa? Saint Nicholas. Where does Santa keep all his money? At the local snowbank, huh? If you're just joining me, I'm reading Parade Magazine Christmas jokes. Pretty funny stuff. What did we just hear here? There, we heard a song called "The Future Is Uncertain" by Tim Heidecker. It was on his album They came out this year, actually, high school. And as my friend Dave will attest, I've been a bit obsessed with Tim Heidecker this past few years. Office Hours is a show he hosts on YouTube, and that's one of the shows that got me by in these past few years. We all know what we're talking about there. And also his music. I mean, Fear of Death, the album that came out before, just really loved that album. Of course, it has Wise Blood basically singing duets all over it, which her voice is just too good for this world. Anyway, so I really did enjoy this song though on High School and several others as well. Check it out. And then also another person I've been obsessed with the last few years is Mr. Bob Dylan, and that's what we heard there. The second song was me doing a cover of Fourth Time Around off of Blonde on Blonde, I believe. Anyway, actually I was inspired by a cover by Yola Tango of that song, so that's another version to check out if you're looking for a different version of that song. That's pretty good. Anyway, so yeah. So, those are just a couple songs I played on Instagram previously, and now, here's another thing that I've done recently. I was going to talk about this, not recently, but in the past little while here, is an exercise I like to try to do sometimes. Now, maybe I'm just speaking to my other songwriter, music producer type people, but it's kind of fun sometimes to go get a MIDI file, which I don't know if you know what that is, but it's been around for a long time. I remember, I think the first time I encountered them was on my high school band and, middle school band teacher. Shout out to Mr. Lerner. I think he had a bunch of MIDI files, which were basically, it's a file, because he had like a computer with a bunch of computer games. We would a lot of good times in that band room, just a nice place to be. I think I went there during study halls a lot. I mean, I like to play music, so obviously I would enjoy it, but it was a nice oasis from a lot of the weird stuff in that school. Anyway, he would have a computer with I believe he had MIDI files on there, where basically it's just like you can orchestrate the whole song of any song. I think then it just depends on how good of playback machine you had. I'm sure when we were listening to whatever MIDI files, and back then they were like the equivalent of listening to, a Sega Genesis play music or something like that. But at any rate, sometimes I like to find these MIDI files for songs, just dump them right into my DAW, and then match up. You gotta search for which instrument is what, but it's an interesting way to see, because it has all the tempo information and stuff. I remember looking at I think of being inspired by Come On Eileen MIDI file because of just the way that it really mapped out the tempo in there. But anyway, you can look at a lot of different things, and then another fun thing you can do if you want is you can just record over, like use the parts as templates. It's just an interesting way to explore music, I think. But at any rate, here's a couple songs. So here's a few different songs that I'm going to play. One of them is I basically just I re-recorded everything except for the drums. I just used the drums from the MIDI file. That's the first song. And then the second song, I think I re-recorded guitar, and there's a sample in there, which if there's a gap after this first song, that'll be because if you're listening to this on YouTube, it would be because it got copyright struck maybe, but we'll see. It's easy to find samples these days. You don't have to go looking for a record, At any rate, so I put the original sample that's in that song on there. But anyway, didn't do much else. Just sang. There's a lot of MIDI instruments, so you'll be jamming out to some MIDI stuff, especially towards the end of the song there. But anyway, why don't I play them, and then I'll talk about them more once you've heard them. But yeah. Here we go on the Fireside with Josh Leahy.
finally really did it. You maniacs! You blew it up! Oh, damn you! God damn you all to hell!
I've been drifting along in the same stale shoes. Loose ends tying the noose in the back of my mind. If you thought that you were making your way to where the puzzles and pagans lay, I'll put it together. It's a strange invitation. When I wake up, someone will sweep up my lazy bones, and we will rise in the cool of the evening. I remember the way that you smiled when the gravity shackles were wild. Something is vacant when I think it's all beginning. I've been drifting along in the same stale shoes. Loose ends tying the noose in the back of my mind. If you thought that you were making your way to where the puzzles and pagans lay, I'll put it together. It's a strange invitation.
What do you get if you eat Christmas decorations? Tinselitis. What do you call Santa when he takes a break? Santa paws. How do snowmen get around? They ride an icicle. If you're just joining us, these are the amazing jokes you find in Parade Magazine Christmas jokes. And you just heard a couple songs that I used a MIDI file as a jumping off point for recording versions of. Well, jumping off point for the first song, which was Remember by John Lennon. And then the second song, Jackass by Beck, is pretty much was just a real MIDI jam right at the end there. That can't beat the sound of that MIDI electric guitar sound. You know, really, really what you want to hear. I hope you stuck with it. Anyway, so yeah, 2022, quite a year, huh? What a year. I released, one of the things, a big thing for me was that I released an album during this year. I really enjoyed it. I hated it at some points, but I really enjoyed it at other points. I'm glad that I did it. I want to do more. I've got plenty of stuff in the works, don't worry. But anyway, I thought, since nobody else is playing my music on their radio show, I might as well play it on my own, right? So, here's you had a little selection of a few songs off of that album. And, check it out here on Fireside with Josh Leahy.
She likes to wake up with the sunlight shining in her eyes. She thinks it'll hide all the loneliness inside. The coffee kicks in and pulls her from a stare at someone who ain't there. She can't believe she cares. On total independence, knows what she wants and how to get it done. But at night her doubts are in attendance. She wonders if she missed out on someone. She's scrolling through the names, but nothing's gonna change. What a stupid game. Sunlight shining in her eyes. She thinks it'll hide all the loneliness inside. Loneliness inside. Loneliness inside. Loneliness inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I slip. I don't know what I'm doing. Did I lose my grip on what the world is brewing? I feel alone. I feel alone. What do I know? Am I getting sick? Should I give up on thinking? Accept their tricks. Consume the pitch on blinking. Am I alone? Am I alone? strike your match. Maybe it's your light they are seeking, but when you catch yourself thinking the way I'm speaking, you're not alone. You're not alone. And now you know. And now you know. When I've got something to say, it's a lighthouse in here. But when I let it shine out, people just don't care. It's not what they wanted. I feel so daunted and I fear that the light will go out.
I'm glad I caught you, actually. Because there was something I was wanting to ask you, actually. And discovering how much we have in common, well, just makes me want to ask you even more.
We don't have anything in common.
Don't skip ahead. But yeah, what I was wanting to ask you was something along the lines of, should have planned this, really. But yeah, what I was wanting to ask you was, you probably wouldn't ever want to, I don't know, to fall in love with a boy like me, would you?
Oh, Dominic, I don't think so, love.
Oh yeah, no. I was thinking no. Not even in the future, like when I'm your age. Yeah, no. I didn't think so. Just thought I'd ask on the off chance. You know, like, faint heart and that. Well, there goes that dream.
What is Santa Claus's laundry detergent of choice? Yuletide. How does Santa keep his bathroom tiles immaculate? He uses Comet. What is Santa's favorite song by the Ramones? Blitzkrieg Bop. All those are listed in Parade Magazine's jokes. Those ones are listed under dad jokes, which I don't really honestly see the distinction. I mean, they're all of the same quality. But anyway, what did we just hear? We heard 3 songs off of my album. I'm Josh Leahy. We heard off of the album Art that I released earlier this year. And those are Sunlight Shining was first, and then The Light Will Go Out. And then I Don't Know. And I Don't Know was I just was thinking as I was playing it, like there were so many times when I was like in the mix process of that album, and I was like listening to mixes, go on a walk, listen to the mix, and you know, there'd always be problems with the mix. But then that song came on, and I just was, I don't know, it's just always kind of like it's gonna be okay because this song's on here. I really was pretty like that song quite a bit while I was making it. But then, of course, you know, I had problems with every song. And then I had, you know, there's days where you love it, and there's days where you're annoyed by everything you create. And it's just part of being creative, I suppose. Anywho, well, we still got some songs to play here. We're an hour in. Hope everybody's enjoying their evening. I hope they're, you know, I hope you guys have maybe some sort of hot beverage, maybe a hot toddy. Huh? Something like that. Some eggnog. Something nice. I'm just drinking decaf coffee. But I enjoy it. Anyway, what do we got coming up next? Now, I've got a run of songs here that I was thinking, you know, the last few weeks I've done this show, I've just played music. And last week I picked all these jazzy numbers, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, anytime I play jazzy stuff, you know, quote unquote jazz, I know it's not real jazz, but anytime I even approach jazz, I always think, why am I doing this? Because, you know, I'm not a jazz musician. I'm not that good. Can't play, you know, I was in jazz band in high school. There, I would just see a chart with like 4 chords in a single measure and go, right, I'll just turn my guitar down for this part. This is tough, but it's a fun challenge. I don't know. I was thinking about it because I played a couple last week, and I was thinking, where is this kind? And then I looked back, and I'm like, well, I guess I do dip into these kind of jazzy-ish songs. They're not real strictly jazz, but I've done it over the course of time. So these are some songs and this first one is actually something I recorded last year and put on Instagram, and the second one is something I put on Instagram this year. So check those out, and then I just recorded these last couple songs this week. One of them is a song I played last week, but I just wanted to try to do a more full version. We'll see. You'll see how those come out. But first, a couple songs that I basically recorded on Instagram, just me and piano or me and guitar. So why don't you check them out? Here's the Josh Ruins Jazz. I think I call it on Instagram when I do this. But so here's Josh Ruins Jazz on the Fireside with Josh Leahy.
It's not that easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves, when I think it would be nicer being red or yellow or gold, something much more colorful like that. wonder why, but why wonder, why wonder? I'm green and it'll do fine. It's beautiful, and I think it's what I want to be. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave your worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Just craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams to leave your worries far behind you. And in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Da 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 da. La la da la da 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 la da 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 la da da da. Long ago, my heart and mind got together and designed the wonderful girl for me. Oh, what a fantasy! Though the idol of my heart can't be ordered a la carte, I wonder if she'll be always a fantasy. Will I ever find a girl in my mind, the one who is my ideal?
he's full of shit. I never want to see him again. Because Chet cons people. He has this ability to elicit sympathy, from people. And it's all a big act. Like he came to my brother and put his arms around him. I can't make it. I wait every morning for the sun to come up, and it's agonizing, and I'm hurting so bad. And my brother fell for it and gave him $50 so he could go cop. And after that, he realized that he was being conned because Chet said, "How was I? Was I pretty good? I should have been an actor." So you really never know when Chet is being sincere.
I have often walked down the street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Oh, the lilac trees in the heart of town. Can you hear a lark in any other part of town? Does enchantment pour out of every door? No, it's just on the street where you live. And oh, the towering feeling just to know you are near. The overpowering feeling at any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare. That don't bother me, for there's no place else on earth I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live. Can be here on the street where you live.
Why does Santa have? Why does Santa have 3 gardens so he can ho ho ho? How much did Santa pay for his sleigh? Nothing. It was on the house. Why was the snowman looking through the carrots? He was picking his nose. These are just some of the classic Parade Magazine Christmas jokes that I've got to try to entertain you with. Besides the music. That's the main entertainment, I suppose. But what did we hear just now? Well, we heard It's Not Easy Being Green, a cover I did of the old sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze there. The old Kermit the Frog song, which I read this week when I was looking when I was listening back to these songs, and I looked at something up about that. You know, if this is true, I don't know, but the guy who wrote it, or somebody involved, just said they wrote that song just by being like, yeah, it was like right when that show started, or the Kermit the Frog, and it was like, he's a puppet and he's green. Just write a song because he's a green puppet, and that's it. That was all the inspiration they got, or the instruction they got, I should say. And then they came out with It's Not Easy Being Green. It's a great song. Great song. I guess it just shows kind of like when you write a song, sometimes it's just sort of a minimal... Sometimes all you need is a little instruction, and then you can take it from there. I don't know. Anyway, then we had Dream a Little Dream, which is a nice song by, most famously by Mamas and Papas, I suppose. And then we had My Ideal, which is a song I watched that documentary about Chet Baker earlier this year, Let's Get Lost, which... I don't know, he's an interesting guy, but doesn't seem like somebody you'd really want as your friend, honestly. But some good music. I listened to, ended up, for whatever reason, that song, My Ideal, his version of that really stuck with me. I was, remember this summer just walking around, but my parents' house out in the country, just walking around a country road singing that song. And to any of the cattle in the pastures that would listen to me sing My Ideal. But so yeah, that song really stuck with me this year. So I recorded a version of it this week. I hope you liked it. And then I recorded a version of On the Street Where You Live, which is a song I played last week on the show. But I just wanted to have something that sounded a little fuller. Now, yes. Now, I felt very... I'm not a very good... I feel like I overplayed I played better than I normally can when I played that piano part on the Street Where You Live. Surprised myself sometimes. Anyhow, so that was my little jazz run for you on the show. My name is Josh Leahy, if you're just tuning in on Blast Radio. Check out my music. Well, now I'm gonna have that much more to go on the show. But one thing I want to play here is something that'll be of interest to a pretty small segment of my audience, I suppose. A thing I've been doing over the last couple of years here is for some of my friends, I started doing this just as thought it would be a good thing to do, is record. Well, I started out I was like, I'm going to write a song for my friend on their birthday. And it started out very simple. I just turned my camera on, and wrote whatever quickly came to my head. And then, throughout the year, throughout the couple of years, things got progressively more complex. But I would always, towards the end, it was getting to the point where I would truly start with like no idea what I was going to write in the morning, and just start writing, come up with something, record it, and then I would record it, and then I would make a video and personalized. I mean, not personalized. I personalized the songs. I mean, they were all personalized, I guess. I don't know. The word personalized just tripped me up when I said it there. But at any rate, wrote these songs. So some of the lyrics are not like the best lyrics I've ever written, I'm sure. It was an exercise in being quick. It's funny. I realize that I have not told this to any of these people that I wrote these songs for, that I wrote these the day of their birthday, on their birthday, unless I was out of town or something. And then, I wrote it, and then I would export out the song, then I'd make a video using some stuff from archive.org, and usually I recorded myself performing the song, performing the vocal take anyway, with a green screen behind me, and then I'd edit it in anyway. Anyway, ended up being like quite a process towards the end. The last few of them ended up being like basically all day affairs, which I got to a point where at the end I kind of started with one friend and cycled around twice, and then by the time I got to that, I was like, I think I just got to stop doing this, because the amount of time I was putting in there, and then like literally some of these responses I was getting back were like basically just like a thumbs up, and I'm like, well, you know, whatever, it's their birthday, what are they, what am I expecting out of this, I guess, is the other thing. It's like, so I don't know. So I decided I can't keep doing it. So, but anyway, but some of these people have, I know, been curious as to what the other songs are, because I didn't put them up publicly anywhere. They just were sent directly, privately to whoever his birthday was. But today I'm going to play a few of them that I really like. Now, the other thing I will say is that a couple of these I really like, and I actually have rewritten them, and hopefully you'll see a different version of these songs down the road somewhere. Part of a project I have cooking, as many projects I have cooking. Anyway, but so they're all pretty short. They're all pretty short. They're on a minute each or something like that. So I'll just play through them all. Here are a bunch of the birthday songs I wrote, and these ones are all from this year. So check them out here on The Fireside with Josh Leahy.
Happy birthday, Dana. I hope you're doing fine. I hope that it's done snowing, and that the sun will shine. And if the spring's upon us, you can say bye to the cold. Gather up your loved ones, let life's adventures unfold.
happy birthday. Happy birthday to everybody who I'm friends with. Those were some of the songs that I recorded for people's birthdays in the last year. And yeah, a couple of them I quite like. Probably will do something with. Yeah, rewrite them. Even a couple more I was like, haven't rewritten them, but but I'm like, well, there's something there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You let me know. Well, what else we got here? Yeah, time is running out, actually. I've only got really one more song, and then I gotta say goodbye to you. So, that's funny. I say time is running out. This song's called "Time Passes Slowly." This is another Bob Dylan song that I was obsessed with many of his songs this year. But I look at my sort of year-end thing, and this was on my list because, you know, I think there's a couple different versions, and I was kind of trying to split the difference. I think with this version that I was gonna play here for you. But well, I don't know if I need to talk much more about it. I'll just play it on Fireside with Josh Leahy.
Time passes slowly up here in the mountains. We sat beside bridges and walked beside fountains. Catch the wild fishes that float in the stream. Time passes slowly when you're lost in a dream. Once I had a sweetheart, she was fine and good looking. We sat in a kitchen while the mama was cooking. Stared out the window to the stars high above. Time passes slowly when you're searching for love. Ain't no reason to go in the morning to town. Ain't no reason to go to the fair. Ain't no reason to go. Ain't no reason to go down. Ain't no reason to go anywhere. Time passes slowly up here in the daylight. We stare straight ahead and we try hard to stay right. Like a cloud drifting too dark in the day. Time passes slowly then fades away.
There you go. My version of "Time Passes Slowly" by Bob Dylan. Like I said, I don't really know why I recorded that, because I didn't really have any plan to ever release it anywhere. But then, you know, when I was doing this show, I was like, well, that's perfect addition to this show. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed all of the songs that I played for you tonight. And, you know, please check out my music, Josh Leahy Music, at is my handle on Instagram if you want to find me there. Check out my album art. Check out the songs that are going to be on the streaming service tomorrow. Check out that songwriting compilation. Yeah, check it all out, please. And I guess, you know, it's the end of the year. Another year has come and gone, which it just seems like it's just kind of crazy. I feel like it both feels like it went fast and it went slow. You know, I don't know. But I hope it went good for you. Hope you had a nice year. I hope you have a nice holiday season, and I hope you have a nice New Year. I probably won't. I don't think I'm going to be broadcasting before the New Year, but if I do, it will definitely not be as planned out as this show was. So, I guess that's all I will say this evening. And I'll leave you with the song that I wrote for this show called "The Fireside." By the Fireside with You is the name of the song, but the show is Fireside with Josh Leahy. And here's the rest of the song that I wrote as kind of the theme song for this show, and it's like I said, hope you have a nice next year, and I'll see you in the new year.
By the fireside with you, by the fireside with you. Nothing in this world I'd rather do than to stay here till the morning. And I won't mind you snoring, no, I won't mind as long as I'm with you. So my fan of love don't flame a fire coursing through your veins. So to your own feelings you'll stay true. I'll gather up my things and go. It was still nice, you should know, to be here by the fireside with you.
Good night.